Hey everybody, Ray Pastor here, and what we're going to talk about are what games should your school esports teams play? This is a question I'm asked all the time as a professor of esports. Question I'm asked all the time. I see on forums and various places. People are asking, "Oh, we're starting an esports club. What games should we play?" Or, "Hey, we're having a tournament. What games should we play?" Or, my school wants to form a team. How do we go about what games should we be playing? So I'm going to break this down, make this really easy for you. There are three simple questions that I'm going to ask you, and the answers to those questions should determine what games y'all are going to play. All right, let me go. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the three questions. All right, first thing, what tournaments do you guys want to enter? So if you're trying to enter a Rocket League tournament, some big regional Rocket League tournament, I think your game's been selected for you because it's going to be Rocket League. Same thing with anything else. If you're trying to enter like a certain high school esports league or whatever it happens to be, or NACE or whatever, the games they have are the games you have to choose from. So you've already eliminated a bunch of games. If they don't have whatever as a game, you're not doing it. So that's the first thing to think about. What kind of tournaments are you trying to enter? All right, next thing. What kind of technology do you have? If you're trying to form a team that's going to be playing at your school, if you don't have consoles like the Nintendo Switch or Xbox or PlayStation, you're not playing the games that are going to be on those things specifically. Like if you don't have the Switch, you're not doing Smash tournaments, right? So technology will limit you. Whereas if you have a PC, you can play the PC games, but maybe your PCs aren't high end, so you can't play certain games. So the technology will limit what games you have to choose. So that's the second question. All right, and the third and most important question, what do the students want to do? That's the most important thing. I love League of Legends, but if I was forming a team at my university, which we have 6 teams, and we didn't have any students interested in League of Legends, guess what? We're not forming a League of Legends team. We're forming what the students want. When we form new teams, the first thing we do is say, what is student interest like? That is the number one first thing. Then we worry about the next two things, the tournaments and the technology. First thing is, what do the students want to play? That's how we've formed our teams. We've looked at what do our students want. So you have to, and I'll tell you why you do that. First of all, you want your students to be motivated to actually play the game. If you try to have practices playing a game the student's not really into, they're not going to be motivated to do that. Just think about it. Let's say you really wanted to play baseball, but we threw you on the basketball team. How fun would that be? Not too much. You're not going to be as motivated to play when you really want to play baseball, but you're on the basketball team. That's just a sports reference. But same thing, video games are no different. I want to play certain games, so let's find those games that my students actually want to play. So figure that out, because a lot of times that helps you answer the first two questions that I asked. For example, let's say all my students want to play Smash, but we don't have any Switches. Well, guess what? All those students that want to play the game probably have a Switch that they can bring in or play from home, or however you guys figure out how you're going to do your tournaments. So those are the three big things you need to ask yourself and consider when you're trying to figure out what games are we going to play. What tournaments do we want to enter? What technology do we have? Because if we don't have the money to buy the technology, like if we can't pay for the game, we're not playing it. Some games are free, some are paid for. So what tech do we have? Do we have the games? Do we have the money for the games? Do we have the PCs? Do we have the consoles? Do we have the money for them? Got it? It's super important to ask ourselves that. And the final, most important thing, what do the students want to play? Remember, this is for them. Please do this for your students. They need to know that you support them. So choose games that they want to enter and do well in, and they will be motivated, do well, and do great. So good luck, everybody. In the comments, let me know what games you guys are playing at your school, because I'm really curious to hear what other schools are doing. All right, later, everybody.